romantic or whatever the case, whatever these people want to label him as, just for him keeping it honest. So him censoring that and him wanting to be perceived in a way was also him being real. So I think that that's where that there is a fine line in between reality and perception in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I think I think if Martin Luther King was around today, social media would be horrible. I think a lot of people couldn't get done what they need to do if social media was around back then.
Absolutely not.
It's a distraction. It is a dangerous place, social media. I look at people who get they like old tweets brought up all the time. I'm so happy I don't have Twitter.
Right.
I'm so happy I've never put my thoughts out there like that, or just because most thoughts I think I keep to myself. One and two, you grow and you evolve and you become a different person. You learn things and you gain knowledge, and what you thought when you were 10, 12, 16, whatever is now what you think most of the time when you're 30.
Right.
Now I don't like the cancel culture. Y'all got to chill out. Y'all have got to calm down with this cancel culture. Y'all have got to let people make mistakes and grow from them. People make mistakes. People mess up. People say the wrong things. And I don't think that deserves for you to get canceled. Do I think that you should be corrected? Absolutely. But canceled? No.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain extent. Some people deserve definitely to be.
Some do, canceled. Like Lil Boosie. I need you to sit down.
I love Boosie. He does no wrong.
Oh yeah, he does so many wrong things, from having prostitutes have sex with his children who are children, from defending R. Kelly. He's upset that R. Kelly got 30 years. And like outraged.
Well,
he got 30 years.
When you have people like the Epsteins and all these super figures that aren't getting time, aren't even getting indicted, yeah, be upset. And he probably has some nostalgic memories that bring him to a place where he gives R. Kelly that pass. I don't agree with it, but hey, Boosie, you do no wrong in my book. You say what it is, you mean what you say, and you stand on it. So I can respect it. Yeah. I can respect it.
I mean, I respect anybody for having an opinion, but be outraged all the time. Don't like you picking and choosing. Like you should be outraged that Epstein didn't get no time. I am. I'm outraged all the time when it's not. Nothing's equal.
Giselle did get. She got like 20 years.
Who?
Giselle.
Who's Giselle?
The Epstein's right.
Oh yeah. She got 20 years because that's not enough. You tortured, like you went out and scouted for this man. You took them to this private island where all these powerful rich men got to do whatever to these young girls, and to me that's just traumatizing. I feel like if you do anything to children, regardless of what, I'm more sensitive to Black culture, of course, because that's my culture, but like Epstein was a pig. Like it was like disgusting. It was like on another level. And so was R. Kelly. Like that was on another level. Like you were purposely seeking out. I'm from Chicago. I know R. Kelly used to hang out at Kenwood. It was not hard to find R. Kelly in Chicago. Ever. At some point in time in your life, you heard about R. Kelly. You knew where to find R. Kelly. You knew where he was going to be at. Like it wasn't hard. And at some point, if you were a young girl in Chicago, you knew that was going on. Like, I don't need just R. Kelly to get 30 years. I need the camp. I need his whoever was rounding up these girls. I need the parents of these girls. I need the whole camp to have some type of consequence. I don't want just R. Kelly. I want everybody because all y'all played a part. Y'all ruined lives. Y'all sold your daughters away. So off to this man, like on both ends, like it's just not a good thing. I think anybody who does the crime should do the time, regardless. It shouldn't be he gets this time and this man because he's rich and white doesn't, or because he's powerful doesn't. It's just not fair. The system is not equal. It's supposedly just, and it needs to be fixed because it's not right, and it really does fuck with people's minds. It's traumatizing, and it's really hard to go day by day and live your life in a society where nothing's fair. Nothing's fair.
Yeah.
And it should be fair. It should be fair and it should be equal, but that's just not America at the end of the day. We have a pick a pedal of the week. What was it? If you're not marrying for money, what you marrying for? We got a couple of responses. Somebody said, sorry, daddy, consistent dick. I guess. I think it's what a boyfriend is for, you know? I mean, I don't have to be married for that, but whatever.
Right.
And then someone else said, marriage isn't valued anymore. Stay single with exclamation. What do you think about that?
I mean, for me, I'm marrying to find somebody to do life with, like a legit partnership. If that comes to me, I'm gonna do it regardless. But ideally, that's what I want a husband for. Money, we're gonna get that, like, because I would have to marry somebody that's about their hustle. So for me, it's just finding that person that I can be myself. That's gonna allow me a safe place to grow, to expand, and to just kill this shit called life. Like, I just want that one person. Other than that, like, I don't understand the marrying for money, because what besides money, what other substances is that going to bring? We all seen what the pandemic did. People who had money lost it. People who didn't have money got it. So that's too much of a variable that can change. And if that's the only thing that you're getting married for, baby girl, seek therapy.
Well, it wasn't the only thing. I think money is an important factor to consider. Mind you, these are not the opinions of the Rose Room podcast. These are things people put in the internet. And we just want y'all opinion. All right, this is not, just us. I don't know what that means. Do you know this person?
I don't see it.
I don't know.
Is it in the comments?
Oh no. It was just even live. Who is, Jessica Taylor?
I can't say I do, but hey, girl.
Well, I don't know if I want to say hey, because I'm not sure what she's getting at.
What'd she say?
She used the N word, and I'm confused. We'll get back to you, Jessica. I don't know what you're talking about.
We use it all the time.
I'm about to say I don't.
What up, my nigga?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Maybe white pause.
I'm like, I don't know you, so I don't know where you're coming from with that.
Taylor.
We'll see.
But shout out for showing love and interacting. We appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think all things need to be considered when you think about marriage. Money included. I don't want to marry nobody with no money. Me personally. I'm not signing up for marriage to struggle. That's not in my repertoire. Is it the only decision? Absolutely not. No. Because in that case, I would just do arranged marriage. Have my parents or whoever find me somebody rich to marry, like they do in other cultures and countries. But is it a factor? Yes. Absolutely, it's a factor. Do you have to be rich? No. You just can't be broke and have a whole bunch of debt and bad credit. No. For me. I'm not signing up for that.
Significant other. Sign if you can't. Like, we need somebody that's gonna be able to, if I got the chair, bring the table.
I can't I can't get down with if you don't bring nothing to the table like I'm bringing to the table. For me, I prefer whoever I marry, if I make such and such, I prefer them to make more. That's me. But how I want my marriage to be, it's not how I want everybody want their marriage to be. Me, I prefer my man to take care of all the household bills and stuff. The mortgage, be it the rent. I'm not living with a man and paying rent. That's just me.
Facts.
I'm not living with a man and paying mortgage. That is just me. I will stay.
If I'm married.
See, if I'm married.
Yeah. No. But
even if I have a boyfriend and we live together, I'm not paying rent. Or I pay the Wi-Fi, cable, whatever. I'm not paying.
So Rose man paying all the bills right now?
Well, we're in my space, but he definitely contributes. He definitely contributes because can't no man live with me and not, or be in my space consistently and not contribute. It doesn't make sense.
No, you definitely have to contribute.
This is my apartment, this is my thing. So you coming into my space and us being together every day, not necessarily us living together. But once we move into a house together, like we moved into this place together, I'm not paying rent or mortgage.
Right.
I'm just not.
I feel like that's for me of marriage, because I understand that everybody has it hard right now. It's not like how when those stipulations were embedded in our culture, men paid all the bills because men were the ones who had jobs. Men were the one who
could get jobs,
who had opportunities to be able to make the money, where women didn't have that. So I am fully capable of paying my bills, and whoever I'm going to be with, I'm hoping that they have other things going on in their life where let's split some shit. Let's make sure that we're both cohesive so that we can both take care of the things that we need to take care of. So me personally, I don't mind splitting. Just help and be there what I need you to be there for. If you feel more comfortable paying the rent, great. I'm gonna pay car notes. Like, let's help each other grow. I don't like that. I'm just gonna be complacent and living off of my man. That's for me. I don't like that feeling. I want to have a team. I want to be cohesive with whoever I'm with. So I don't ever want a man to feel like he is just, I'm his only life. He's my only lifeline. So that unless I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom popping out kids where I can't physically have the time to go to work, that's where the only time that for me I feel is acceptable to count on your man to fully take care of everything, because you can't.
I don't know what these.
Yes, Sarah Jones, what's up, my field maker? What?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who these people are. So I'm not necessarily. I want to shout y'all out because I don't know what y'all on. But moving on. And
shout out to the shirt at the top. I am working with a designer right now. We will be in New York Fashion Week, so I had to go ahead and show love. Let's take a break and give the sparkles the less love. So shout out Bakash Wilson. You can check out his stuff on Conjo International, Project Runway. Big things over here. So shout out to you. Thank you for the top today, baby.
Shout out Bakash and all that. Like I said, they have a show coming up. Like Kenny said, hopefully she can give us some more insight on that, and y'all can contribute and do whatever y'all need to do to support. We support our artists. We support people doing what they love and their passion.
I love the activity in the comments right now.
I'm not, because I'm confused.
You're watching, baby. Thank you for watching.
I'm confused. Do what you gotta do.
We love to see it.
The show goes on regardless.
You still behind the keyboard typing. We in front of it. So what's up?
Yeah. People always want to have, Twitter fingers. It's July and it's still Cancer season. What up to all my Cancers? One Cancer I love, I love a lot of them, obviously, because I'm a Cancer. But Waka Flocka and Tammy's kid, well, it's Tammy's kid, but Waka adopted her.
Yes, I love his
and
dynamic.
I just love her because she's always had her own style, her own lane. She never tries to be like anyone else, and I really appreciate how Waka stepped up regardless of him and Tammy's relationship. And he loves that girl like a daughter.
Yes.
Like that's his daughter to him.
Yes.
And that doesn't change.
Are you talking about the video that for her birthday?
Yeah, her birthday.
How adorable. She was so thankful for the car that they got her that was just a joke.
Yeah, so if you don't know, he bought her a smart car, which is still a BMW. A smart car and a Mercedes-Benz. And she was so appreciative and thankful even for the smart car before she knew she had a Benz. And the fact that when you're raised in celebrity, because she's been in the celebrity lifestyle all her life pretty much, because Tammy's been out in the world and Waka Flocka's been out for a long time. So to be raised in that game and still have humbleness, and still have thankfulness, still have gratitude is a beautiful thing. Absolutely. So hands off to Tammy and Waka. Can't clap for y'all because y'all did a great job.
Amazing.
Raising that girl, because she's so thankful and she's so beautiful. And, she's sassy. She has her own mind. She has her own style. She doesn't conform or try to be like anybody else. And I think in this industry or this day and age, that's hard to do because social media influences you so much. And you won't even know it. And you are mocking somebody else or copying somebody else or thinking that you need the bags, the clothes. You want to be, quote unquote, a bad bitch and all these in the city girl and all this other stuff. But be your own person. Be an individual. Figure out if you love bags and shoes and money and if that really resonates with you. And I think for most women, I think that's why they like city girls and like women like Cardi B and stuff, because that is a part of women. Sometimes women do want to pop their shit. Sometimes women do want to, have the bag and be the bag and get the bag and all that other stuff. But I think a lot of people just hop on that bandwagon and that's not you.
Yeah.
That's not your life. That's not your reality. And stop expecting dudes to buy you yachts and
Weird.
Birkins. You know how much a Birkin is?
Weird, and they ain't even buying their mama.
You
that.
can't even buy a Coach. Talking about you want him to buy you a Birkin.
Please relax.
Please calm down. If you can't do it for yourself,
exactly.
I'm not saying a man can't do it for you. Just don't expect him to.
Yes. Don't let that be a stipulation.
I'm not saying a rich, wealthy man can't come in your life and want to get you everything. I'm not saying that. So don't give up on your dream. That's your dream. But learn how to get it. Learn how to be what you want. You know, if you want this and that, so like people, women want a tall man, a fit man with a six pack. He got to make six figures. He got to this and he got to that. Baby, you live at home with your parents.
Ain't never did nothing.
You drive a Toyota Corolla, which nothing's wrong with a Corolla. But you drive, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Chevys, Nissan, I love it. But you're not driving Lambos,
Toyota
baby.
With a Lambo attitude.
You're not driving a Lambo. You not.
Please don't.
So figure out how to get the Lambo, and you might get the guy you want. It's all about proximity too. Like these women, y'all kill me also like dragging celebrities for dating the same people. It's a small circle.
Right.
If I date a basketball player for an extended period of time, I get used to this lifestyle. I have these type of friends. I'm in this proximity. I'm more than likely going to date another athlete or a celebrity because I'm in this proximity now.
Just don't keep
make it make sense.
Yeah, just don't be in the same circle though. You can't do.
They do though. They do.
That's just again.
They
that's
do
me.
though.
Ain't gonna happen. A ain't gonna know B. And B, if you know C, trust me, it ain't boys. You're not gonna be running around in the same circles. I just feel like that's a little tacky, but each their own.
I mean, yeah, I don't like sloppy seconds. That's just me.
I don't want my man to be in the same room with somebody that I don't already smashed. Like. No, no, and then you're gonna dap up with them too. Weird behavior. Absolutely not.
What do you think? What do you think?
What do I think?
What's up, Pops?
What's the interesting point you guys brought up, and I just want to get your opinion on the whole Steph Curry and his mom and dad swapping. I don't know if you know about the story there.
I think I do. The players messing with his mom. I mean, when they had.
Well, let me catch you up. This is what happened.
That's right.
This is what happened.
I don't know.
Stephon Curry's father, started dating, the mother. The mother started dating. They swapped. Okay.
Who they were dating?
Right.
They not married.
You remember?
No
more. Are you up on the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can explain a little bit better than I can.
So Steph Curry's pops was originally with another female.
Right.
The other female and her man, her man went to Steph Curry's woman.
Right.
He took her from him.
Oh, so like a Kim Kardashian, Kanye West type of swap.
Right. And the only reason I'm bringing it up because I heard you say, well, they don't want to be in the same circle, but that's exactly what they do.
That's what happens.
Rich goes to rich.
Small.
Yeah. But
rich goes to rich.
For me, I would feel uncomfortable.
And they were best friends.
Right.
So that same circle does happen.
Yeah.
When you get to that, like you say, it's so less people to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So I'm like, when you get to a certain amount of money in the industry, depending on what industry you're in, I think it's all very small. I think y'all think it's like a ton of like rich celebrities or a ton of rich artists and wealthy art. I don't think it is.
No.
I think it's a very small pool. And once you date one, it's kind of hard not to date somebody else who don't know who your person is.
We going to oil and gas then. Forget it.
You know what I'm saying? We can go overseas.
But it's about your preferences too. Like we're talking about. Okay, you want, like you said, you want somebody rich, you want somebody to come, you want to live in a certain area and all this. So now that narrows down the group that you're going to associate
your pickings, yeah.
Right. So now there's only the picking is few now.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, that's what's going to happen. This person I never dated before, but they fit the criteria of what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know it's sad, like you say, you would never smash anybody in that same circle.
Yeah.
They have to be across town somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But those people gravitate toward each other.
Yeah.
And you start seeing similar faces.
Yeah.
You go to the party, same people.
Yep.
You go to nightclub, same people. You go to the ball game, it's the same people.
Yeah.
You know?
I think at some point, I'm not a celebrity or rich. So I can't speak to them. But to me, I think it just gets to the point where you just have to be honest. And most of the time, these relationships are public.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I was over here
right
for a minute. Okay, like let's not, I was over here for a minute. Cause I just know if I end up with a basketball player in the NBA, we date for a year, I'm not going back to the guy at Target.
No, absolutely not. That's
I'm
why
not.
I'm going to oil and gas.
I'm going to Google billionaires.
Like, come on now. There's in different industries.
Exactly. I think you need to tap your foot in different industries when it comes to that, because at this point, it's just everybody's sloppy seconds.
Like Lori Harvey and P. Diddy with his son, like that is too much. Lori,
is that
you're
really?
a whole different level of a savage. Like Rihanna, they didn't tell you Lori was the savage because that girl, the daddy. Now that's
child.
You gonna have kissing cousins. Oh,
I don't understand. You ain't never met somebody in the same family?
No,
never.
Unknowingly? No, never. I do my research.
I cannot say the same.
I do my research. No, absolutely not.
It wasn't intentional, but it happened anyway.
Not even the same friend group. Like, absolutely not.
Never. Yeah. Mm-mm. No, friends, absolutely not.
I cannot. That's just not how
I'm not with the friends. Well,
you ain't about to be telling your boys, hey, you gotta get her to
but
do
see, me,
no.
I was like, it's like, hey, you don't know everybody, right? If I meet a guy out or whatever, and then we go around the friends night, I'm like, oh, I'm pulling you aside immediately. Hey, me and your homeboy, who out the man. And then you make your decision from there. Because I didn't know.
Right.
You make a decision from there. You may care, not care. I don't care for the secrecy. No. I don't care for the acting like it didn't happen or something like that. Like, that's just be upfront. Like, I didn't know.
So I
don't know everybody you know. You don't know everybody I know.
Coming to a new city, so I did have an experience. So
right. Right.
So I did have an experience. So I was seeing somebody. Then that person started working with me after I started seeing him. Right. So then the new guy, after we call it quits, right, we're still working together. So my new guy ended up coming in and he was like, hey, why is he so always in your face? I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you what it was. Y'all not cool. Y'all didn't know each other. I didn't know that he was gonna be weird and try to follow me to my job. Yeah. But this is what it is. That's the weirdest situation I've ever gotten into. And I was uncomfortable. Like, yeah, don't even order drinks from this guy. Like, hell no, you're not giving him no money. Because no, absolutely not. No, I think that's so weird.
Yeah, no. I think it could be an awkward situation, but this is, again, reality. Be authentic. I think honesty really kills any type of misunderstanding, miscommunication. It may hurt somebody's feelings, but I'd rather not intentionally hurt your feelings and give you the truth, than try to carry on this lie or whatever. Exactly. And then it comes out, and then it's just like 1,000 times worse. Oh, like, I rather that. Like, I'm not ever out to hurt nobody's feelings, but sometimes honesty does that. And it is what it is.
So let me tell you. So I told you I went on my date. Remember?
Well,
we were gonna name him.
Yeah. What would you name him? Turban.
And we had a dope ass conversation. So we went out again last night, and one of the things, he saw somebody calling me, and of course it was a guy from Arizona, and he was like, you know what, I want to be honest with you. Like, I know you're an attractive woman. You're gonna have men contact you, and you're single. He's like, don't feel like you can't answer those phone calls. Don't feel like you are obligated to show me that type of respect, because if you don't answer those phone calls, how am I going to feel any different that I actually got the prize when we do take it to that next level?
Well, that's insightful.
I was like, I like that.
What do you think about that from a man perspective? Yeah. You were not listening.
You know what? No. Okay. Wait a minute. Truth be told, I was still trying to clarify the Steph Curry's thing. So, so we get the right information that we pass on.
Yes.
So I'm doing like follow-up research. Okay. So I'm here. I just want to know, because it wasn't clear as to what was going on.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
Yeah. It's a flip-flop. It's a sloppy situation.
But how do you feel about that?
Yes.
About
what we just said. You didn't hear? So, all right, she went on a date with a guy she's been entertaining.
I heard that part.
Right. He told her, don't feel like you have to ignore phone calls from your other male suitors per se, or guys interested in you. because I'm not going to feel any differently about you once I get you and those calls are done.
Yeah.
Like right now, like we're not official. We're getting to know.
I feel like he liked to know that there are other men.
Yeah.
And the fact that I am still keeping them around until we are in a situation where now I'm going to show you the respect that you deserve because you earned it.
Kudos to him. Because
go Turban.
Yeah, because that shows that he has an open mind. And you know, people are so quick to claim other people.
Yes.
Okay, we went on one date, and then now we have to discuss because I look at somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no ownership here. We have to realize that. Number one, there's a lot of dialogue that has to go on between me and you before we can even feel a certain way.
Right.
You caught up in your feelings after 3 hours of dinner?
Hello.
Come on now. Let's be for real about this.
Yes.
You know, and so here's my thing, and I've always said this. When people in their 20s, they emotional. In their 30s, they're emotional. When you get 40, you start to have a little bit more rationale about what you do. 50s is a whole different perspective.
Tell them how old you are.
I'm 64.
And looking good.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, in those 64 years, I've tried to learn.
Right.
You know, I think change is the most constant thing because you're supposed to be ever evolving, ever changing, ever growing. And if you're not, something's wrong with you. You know, so you have to keep improving on self. And here's the thing I like to talk to young people about in that 20 to 40-ish. If you're not with somebody, all right, get your pencil and paper. If you're not with someone, work on self. Work on self. And let me tell you something. Even if you're looking at it from a biblical standpoint and you believe in the man that finds a wife finds a good thing. If you believe from that perspective, okay, and it should be like the man should find a woman, okay? But it's the women who can't wait. But here's the thing.
Can't wait.
Get yourself together during the downtime.
Absolutely.
You know, this is what I'm saying. You know, and it goes for me too. You know, I feel the same way. I'm single.
Yeah,
but this is the thing. My
brother's here.
Glory, but during that time, I have worked on trying to improve my Spanish. I've been becoming musically inclined. I'm doing things because let me tell you something. That person that you're looking for probably passes you every day, but you're not ready because you are not being the best person you can be. Absolutely. So that's the thing. When that downtime comes, improve on self because that future person will walk by you, but you're not ready. And God's not going to put you together like that.
Absolutely.
You know, because you have, you know.
Talk, preach. Tell him. Tell him, AJ.
So that's my perspective on that.
My good homeboy, but I feel like he is. He don't know me. Well, his name is Ash Cash, and Ash Cash and Anthony O'Neill. They have their money driven and financial literacy podcast. Check them out. They mostly Anthony O'Neill speaks about monopolizing your single season, working on yourself, working on your finances, working on who exactly is you want to be. People say it all the time. Whoever you envision yourself to be, show up as that person every day. Do what that person does in your mind. If that person has a morning routine, start a morning routine. Be the person that you want to attract, and more than likely you'll get that. Yes. But if you sitting down like a bump on a log, then baby, who looking for you?
I'm so thankful for my single season.
Hey, yo, it's dope. Isn't he dope, Brad? Anthony O'Neill is fire.
It was difficult for me at first to be single because I was in a relationship for so long that
it was like a serial monogamous like relationship.
Yeah, like it was difficult for that adjustment. But once I learned to really love my own company and really figure out what it is that I wanted to do with myself, I started making decisions based off of me. I didn't realize how often I was making decisions based off of what I thought would be better for our relationship. And then when that ended, it was just like, what the fuck do I do now? Yeah. So
you get lost in the sauce.
I was able to, I made that career change. Like I knew that I wanted to travel the world. So what I do, I went and found myself an opportunity where I could do so. I went and relocated myself around people that no matter what was going on in my life, I didn't have to lean on just one particular person. I had my support system that I found that was the most important thing to me. So I'm so thankful for being alone and being by myself to really find what it is that I need in my life to feel the most fulfilled, to feel the most happiness without having somebody else pouring into me. It was what I created. So I'm so thankful for my single season, but I'm ready to go ahead and do life with somebody. But I'm chilling right now, so it's gonna happen when it happens. In the meantime, me and Coco Chanel, we catching flights.
Period. Yeah, I think it's important. I've been single for a while, on and off, and I've never had a problem being single. Even though I was in relationships for a while, I usually be in relationships. What'd you say? In my life, I don't know. Maybe.
I think. And I'm probably a little biased, but I think you want to see the end result of what you instilled in your kids. You want to see that finished product. It's just like putting stuff in the computer,
right there.
Putting stuff in the computer, and on the end, you want to come out right. Now, does it always work that way? No.
No.
And is there somebody to blame? No.
Yes.
But the thing is the integrity is there.
Yeah.
Integrity. You've done what you thought was the right way to go.
Yeah. And
hopefully it comes out that way. For the most part, my 3 kids, I'm happy with them. They're all of them smart, very intelligent. Then I've always taught them, I'm gonna tell you something, but don't believe it. Go and look it up for yourself. And if I was wrong, then we'll both know. Come back and tell me and correct that. So I won't spewing misinformation, and my kids challenge me every step of the way.
Mine? It's like an echo in the back.
Yeah, every step of the way. And and that's the way it's supposed to be. In order for you to be a sound adult, you have to work to that, Don't take people's words for anything. Not even Google, because they give you misinformation.
Yeah.
So
if you know the movie The Great Debaters, that's my childhood in my household. We were great debaters. My dad taught us how to debate. He taught us how to intake information, come back with facts. And not, I mean, it's okay to get emotional because some subjects make you emotional, but stay true on your facts. Make sure that you have some facts behind that emotion. Make sure that it's coming through as passionate, not necessarily like you just can't function and you just got to flare out, spew out anything. So yeah, I think my brother's talking about all facts. Whatever. My brother is an all facts guy. He no emotion. He's very logical. He's very even keel. I not so much. But I have gotten better with that. But that was my childhood. The Great Debaters.
I have a question for the panel.
The panel.
Are women more emotional than men?
Why would you ask that? Obviously.
Here's my opinion on that. I feel like women express their emotions more than men. I don't feel like women are more emotional. I feel like we are more willing to express it. But there are a lot of men who have those emotions, who have those thoughts, who feel the same type of things that we feel. They just feel that society has developed them in a way that they don't feel comfortable expressing it. So I don't feel like they're more or less emotional. I just feel like they're more willing to mask it. Where women are like, you done piss me off.
Exactly.
No, you done hurt my feelings. I'm about to tell you about yourself. Where a man is taught to eat that.
Eat that. They're not taught to express. They're not less emotional. We're not more emotional, but we were taught that it's okay to express it.
Yeah.
Outwardly. Overtly, loudly.
And that's supposed to make us more soft or feminine, is that if we cry, if we're looking at a damsel in distress.
That actually gives us more power because a lot of men suffer from PTSD, trauma, anxiety, depression.
Oh my gosh.
Which are things that we all deal with, but they are not given the tools or the safe space to express that.
And that's on point because on that same token, when there's a breakup in a relationship, women call their girls up. Hey, girl, we having a pity party.
Talk about
Bring the wine. It's therapeutic for them. They
put on weight to exhale.
And those her friends give her inner strength and all this other stuff, and it's over with. Those same feelings for a man. He can't call his boys up and say, "Hey, man,
nigga, stop being a bitch."
Right.
Why you so soft?
Right.
You crying over a female?
Hey, somebody, right.
Yes, I am.
So now he has all that trapped inside of him, and there's no escape for him. He has to deal with that on his own. There is no way he can call up 4 guys and say, "Hey, somebody bring the wine and the blunts or whatever," because I'm feeling bad. Chrissy left me. I need to vent.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You get all 5, 6 of those guys will hang up on you.
So
Stand
up.
Right.
Weak in the knees.
Right. Quit pissing on yourself.
Jesus. But I think that is spot on. Where I think women are more emotional just because we have to be, because we were created to be nurturers and mothers. I know some women have different levels.
I think men are more emotional.
You think they are? Is that because that they were taught to suppress their emotions?
My personal experience in the 4th grade, when a girl turned me down for the dance, men harbor that.
Always the 4th grade, but you
men harbor.
Oh, that's a tough grade for y'all.
That sticks with me.
Yeah.
And we carry that.
Yep.
And when it's time for a real relationship, we do everything not to commit, because I will never be hurt like that again.
Yeah,
so that is emotion personified to me.
Okay.
Because women can have a little thing and get over it. They had a little therapeutic class. Men don't have that. They carry that.
Are we conflating?
These are pimps. Look, these are pimps. No. These are hustlers.
Yeah.
These are gigolos. Any guy who uses women. Any guy who uses women in multitudes, that's an insecurity.
Yep.
So that's what that's about.
Yep.
So in my opinion, men are more emotional than women.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I think they're worse at dealing with their emotions for sure.
Oh, for sure. For 100%. I don't know if we're conflating emotion and strength. I think women are stronger than men. Just because we have to be. Not physically. Inside. Yeah. Internally. Like I said before, when men experience trauma, 8 times out of 10 they crumble.
Yeah,
they don't know what to do.
Women,
they stay in the house. They don't shower. They don't eat. They don't sleep. Women are just like, all right. Women are dysfunctional. What's it called? Functioning depression all the time. Because I wouldn't say. Let's just not say one's more emotional than the other. I think women are for me. I wouldn't say one's more emotional than the other. I think women are allowed to express themselves overtly, angrily, sadly. He's on the thing. But and men are taught to not do that. No. I don't think it's against anything. I think everybody just have their own opinion. But I think women are definitely stronger. That's why I don't understand how men be running the country.
That's one thing that in my next relationship I have to have. My last, it was so he was so putting on this facade where it's my next relationship, I need my man to be sensitive.
Yeah.
I need you to be able to communicate with me when something is upsetting.
Yes.
I need you to tell me when you're having a day where you just don't feel good.
Yeah.
So I know that when I come home and you don't want to talk, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's something that your own issues, your own things, and
that's communication.
Together.
All right.
Here's the thing. Type. We want, we don't want a guy talking every time he says something. He got something to say back, and he going to work for me. We don't want that. So they get the strong silent type. 6 months into a relationship, she don't understand what he's saying because he's not saying anything. Mm-hmm. Babe, if you could just talk to me.
He doesn't know how.
You want the strong silent type? You got him now.
Yeah.
You know what? He don't say anything about anything.
Exactly.
If he would just open up to me. No. You wanted the strong silent type. And that's what you get.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I want to know everything.
I think it depends on the individual.
Word.
Yeah.
And how they're raised.
Word.
To be honest, you know what I'm saying? Some of us were born in a different neck of the woods, you know what I'm saying, and had a tougher life that just made us stronger mentally. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And so I just think it really just depends on the individual. You know what I'm saying?
How their comfort level.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've met some strong-minded people and I've met some weak-minded people, in both genres, male and female. So
yeah, I think us as women have been kind of like, I don't want to say brainwashed or just like trained that way. Just how men had to suppress their emotions. We were taught that a man expressing his emotions was weak or simp or something like that. And that's just furthest from the truth. Like I could say like my brother, Brad, like he has no problem expressing his emotions to me or his wife. And if we're his safe space, then that's what it'll be. And I'm not here to say I'm a safe space for all men because I'm not. But I would never think a man was soft or less of a man or less masculine if he cried, if he was upset, if he got frustrated with the world, because it's hard. Right now.
Being black in America.
Especially a black man.
It's hard.
Hardest job, I feel like.
But here's the thing. Her grandfather showed me his expression. My dad cried and he hated injustice. And I adopted that same thing. So my son, her brother, cries because he seen me cry. I can't stand an injustice.
None of us can. We are
I
just
can't stand inequality. You know? So my dad was like that, emotional person. So I'm like that. So my sons are like that.
Right.
And they adapted the same principles I have. Can't stand an injustice. Can't stand somebody wronging somebody. They feel the same way I do. And like I said, my dad cried, I cried, my kids cried, my sons cried.
We cried.
So if you see somebody from older generation, you know, then it's not as I don't know, out of taboo. It's not something that is irregular.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many. I mean, even growing up, like when you see as kids, like when you see people get teased, like boys get teased or bullied, whatever, they cry and they get upset. And what you got? Oh, you soft for this, right? Like, oh, go home to your mama or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? Or you need a shoulder to cry. You want me to call your mama for you? It's just like, dang, like he can't feel.
And my grandfather was complete opposite. Like I did not hear my grandfather say I love you. I really, honestly, to this day, I still don't think I've ever heard him tell my grandmother he loved her. Yeah. So
and
like
did that
my
affect
family,
you with like relationships?
My family's dynamic.
Yeah.
Not with me in relationships. Yeah. I've always been loving,
emotional, like lovey-dovey.
But what it did do is it made my family dynamic. Like we're not the hugs and love. It like we show love by like when you need something, I'm gonna be there for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull up for you no matter what's going on. I got your back. But as far as expressing love and emotion and saying I love you, like even to this day, like even if I'm on the phone with my mom, sometimes I'll hang up and I say I love you. And now that I've gotten older and I've grown away, it's like I now see the importance of expressing that. And I lost my father figure,
right?
And super unexpected. So now it's just like, oh no, like I can't keep adopting these same qualities that I grew up and thought that it was okay to be like that, because for me, that's what I thought a strong man was. And it really took for me to step away from my family and be on the outskirts and see like, yes, that's a different type of strong. But I want the strong man who can go out and fix the car, can go out and build a house, but can also hold me and cry with me if I'm going through something.
And tell you love me.
Yeah. So
those words are important.
But that goes along with that perception and reality.
Correct.
You know, if you think that this is what a strong man is, you're that might be your reality.
Right.
You know, that's your perception. You know,
Yeah.
That's just the way.
Sometimes it takes leaving what you know to learn what you actually like, love, and need. To me, my family is extremely emotional. We're extremely lovey-dovey, but that was intentional because my mom's granny, my mom's mom, she wasn't a love you, affectionate person with her children, but with her grandchildren, she was. She told us she loved us, she hugged us, she embraced us, just like my granddaddy. He wasn't super lovey-dovey and affectionate with y'all.
No,
but he was with us when I saw him.
Now see, it's just the opposite where you're talking. My dad was the emotional, lovey-dovey person. He would give these guys big hugs and everything.
With us.
But with me too. But my mom was what you were saying. If you're hungry, I'm going to feed you. If you need some place to stay, I got you. You know? But all this kissing on you and wrapping, no, she wasn't like that. You got a cut, I'm going to bandage it up. You know, that was
I'm not gonna kiss your boo boo though.
No, that was her idea of showing love.
Yeah.
And my kids told me something about my wife. She showed love through meals, through food. Whereas I would tell them, you know, I like, because I'm an emotional person, hugging is the only way I know.
Yeah.
But her thing was giving you a bathrobe with your monogram initials on it.
Yeah.
That was her way of, you know, showing her love.
Love language.
So it took me a while to understand that,
Yeah.
you know, because only way I know is kiss, 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 hug, hug, hug.
Yep.
And they had to tell me that's her way, you know. Because I love the person anyway.
Yeah.
But I just wanted more affection. But everybody's not like that. They show affection to other things.
And how hard is that to be a man and to express
in a marriage?
Came up to had a relationship with a woman who was not affectionate. As a man, is that a difficult conversation to be like, I need you to hug and hold me and show me more affection?
No, because the key ingredients we had. And the key ingredients is open line of communication. As long as we can talk about it, because everything starts with a question. As long as we can talk about it, we can be about it.
Right.
So that's as long as that open line is there, we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So she can say whatever she wants to say to me, you know, and then there's no door slamming, there's no complete shutdown. We're not doing that, you know. I've never really been into that, you know, nobody go to bed angry and all that stuff, because our relationship never got to that point.
Yeah.
You can talk it out.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. That line of communication is up. And if you have that, like I say, everything starts with a question. You know, if you have that, then you can make it. You know, and that will tell you if you guys are even compatible.
Exactly.
Because you're keeping those lines open. You know?
Yep.
You know, you
100%.
pile up stuff. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay, but we can talk about it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Maybe we're not meant for each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
I think now that we have all these tools like the love languages and stuff like that, I think it's very important to know your love language. I think everybody has all 5, but there's priority, right? So there's acts of service, gifts, quality time, affection, physical touch, and words of affirmation. We all need all 5, I think, to be fully happy in a relationship or just fully satisfied with our partner. But it's important for me. Like my dad's number 1 love, like, is physical touch. That's number 1 on the list for him. He wants touch and feel love. My mom's number 1 was acts of service. Do something for me.
Acts of service.
Take something off my plate.
He said,
I mean, that's when she would come home and the house is clean. Oh my God, she's so happy. She's in a great mood, you know. But my dad comes home, he wants you to give him a big hug and a big kiss. And, oh my God, like, I'm so happy you're home, this and that. And that just wasn't her number 1. But as his wife, she had to incorporate that. Because like I said, like my granny wasn't lovey-dovey and affectionate. So in turn, my mom wasn't lovey-dovey and affectionate. But she was, like, she did tell us she loved us. Every time we got the phone, she did hug us. She did embrace us. Not as much as my dad did, but that's something that was intentional. Yeah. That she had to make sure that she instilled, because she didn't want us to grow up and not be affectionate. Yeah. But that's like me. My number 1 is physical touch. Like my dad, I'm lovey-dovey. I want you to touch me. I want you to kiss me. I want you to hold me. I want all those things. But right under affectionate is acts of service to me. And I got it from my mom. Do something for me. Take something off my plate. Do the laundry. Clean up the bathroom. Do the dishes. Do something. I don't have the desire to be in a type of relationship where I'm just the homemaker and I work. And
should domestic chores be shared?
I agree. Yes, they should.
It depends what your role is.
If I'm a homemaker, no, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But if I'm not a homemaker, if we were working, absolutely. If I don't feel like doing it today, you should do it. Or if I'm too tired today, you should do it. I know many a nights I've come home tired and Chris has made me dinner because I'm too tired.
What if?
And I didn't have to ask him to do it.
What if they're not a good cook?
Then we're gonna have to order.
No, so I have to play into each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
that's where being a teammate and doing life together means for me. It's like I need you to be my yin to my yang. Where I'm lacking, I need you to be able to clean up that slack. So if I'm better at doing chores, if I'm better at doing laundry and cooking and cleaning, I'm going to assume that role.
Yeah. I think whoever's the best at it should do it.
Okay. Does your spouse or loved one get an E for effort if they're not the best cook? Will you still eat it?
Me?
Anybody.
I won't eat it all.
It depends.
But I'll eat it. If it's edible.
Yeah.
If it's edible.
And I'm still gonna talk to you like, baby.
Like, let's not.
We're taking cooking.
Let's not do that. I'm gonna schedule a date for us to go cooking. Because you need to learn how to season.
Yeah.
And I don't.
I'm not eating it.
Jay.
I gotta let them know. I can say off on and say I'm not eating it.
Jay said I am not. If it's edible.
Excuse my language, I'm not eating that shit.
If it's edible.
Take out. Or I cook for myself.
Okay.
If it's edible,
Okay.
not disgusting,
Okay,
Jay. If it's edible.
let me give you a hypothetical. You come home and there's fried chicken, something simple, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and a mixed vegetable. Okay, there's your plate. The chicken doesn't taste like Harold's or some other famous chicken, but it's edible. Will you still eat that?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell him how thankful I am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What do you say, Jay?
Absolutely.
Well, for me, a lot of people don't know how to make fried chicken.
They don't know. I fry it hard the first
A
time.
lot of people don't know
I
ain't got it. Shout out, Don't Call Me White Girl. We love you here, babe. No, I'm not eating it. Brad said he's not eating it.
If it's good enough.
My brother said he's not eating it, but he also is the cook in the family. In
But
his family.
I think that person should get an E forever.
No, they do.
Because,
And that was the
because
question.
I'm talking
Yes.
from personal experience.
Yeah.
As you know, I was a domestic person. Even though I worked, I like a clean house and all of that. So here's the thing that happened. I was off a particular day. My wife worked. When she came home, the house was clean, smelling good, and I cooked. You know what she said to me? Babe, go in the living room and finish watching TV, and I'll finish cooking the rest of these pork chops and season the way it's supposed to be.
And how did that make you feel though?
I didn't talk to her for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
I did not talk to her for the rest of the
that
night.
takes away
It's
from
an
your
insult.
efforts.
It's an insult.
Yeah.
I just would have
absolutely.
did it and I told you.
No,
If
see,
I'm
no.
gonna do it,
Well,
I'll make your plate.
I
if I'm gonna do that.
from all the way up to high school, I cooked for these guys.
Yeah.
You know, I had 3 hairstyles for India.
Yes.
Send it
3
to
only.
school.
3 and 3. They
My
was
wife-
good though.
My
My
wife,
grandmother was a hairstylist.
my wife had
She knew what to do.
had C-sections, and I said, babe, when I left house, I could clean, cook, fix the furnace, do cars. I could do all
All
that,
the things.
but I can't work 2 jobs.
No.
So when your stomach muscles and everything get back together, I need you to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So every day she reminded me, when the house isn't clean, you told me, all I gotta do is go back to work, you know? Hey, I didn't mean that literally, you know? You can still pick up around here.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like you say, you have to be that way. You have to be domesticated. You have to do those things.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to do hairstyles, but I do know this. I told my wife to go back to work. So guess what? I got to get the kids ready for school.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 hairstyles she had, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
And they was down packed up.
You know, I had to learn those.
They didn't
things.
look
Yeah.
like a dad did it.
No.
They looked good.
So I mean, you know, we have to be like that.
Absolutely.
Like I was telling you, ever evolving, ever changing, ever improving who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in some aspect, you can get better. Whoever you are,
Yeah.
it's something you're lacking. That doesn't sound too nice, but it is. It's something you're missing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You are not a complete person right now.
No.
And if you think so, that's where you're lacking.
That's your problem.
And I tell you what, you get with somebody being incomplete, they will let you know
Yes.
100%.
about your shortcomings.
Oh, you think you hot shit, huh?
No.
Let me tell you where it stink. Because you do. Let me tell you where you stink at. Because I smell it from over here.
I just, for
Exactly.
young people out there, this is what I when you start dating, let's get the fluff out the way.
Mhm.
Let's ask the serious question.
Let's do that.
Do you
I
fart at
recommend.
night? How are you at
Do you
managing
snore?
finance?
Yes.
You know, let's get to the meat.
Yeah.
Let's get to the chase.
Yes.
When you with a person and you're smiling, you brush your teeth, and everybody looks nice, the hard questions are not going to be asked.
Yeah.
So let's get to after the honeymoon.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get to that part.
Yeah.
You know,
When
do
it
you
gets real.
do you snore? Is there something internally wrong? You know,
Mhm.
That's what's wrong with this generation, though, is because they just like to lie.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, they like
They
to
wanna
lie.
They want to lie so they can try to impress you.
Button, Jay.
Same question. But are they going to keep it 100 with you?
Exactly.
They're not. You know, they want to lie to you so they can impress you.
They don't want to lose
Yeah.
you. They don't want to
Exactly.
lose you.
There you go.
They don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
Which for obvious reasons, you know.
We're too worried about the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
That's why I say I got catfish.
No.
That happens.
I'm so glad I ain't never seen this man again. I promise it's one. It's up.
We live in a generation of liars.
Yeah. No,
And
for real.
pretenders.
Absolutely.
And catfishers.
And catfishers.
Yeah, they'll get you.
They will get you. They will.
But it's
they will
really
tell
our,
you.
is it really our fault? This world, our parents and people alike, teachers, you can be whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
They told us that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They told us that.
Fake it till you make it.
They told us you can be whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, aesthetically pleasing, whatever you want. As long as you have the money and the time, you can do those things. You know? So I mean, is it really our fault if somebody says that? You know? Be whatever you want. You can do whatever it is. You can take a man and you can make yourself a woman. If you want it,
Right.
Mhm.
whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the being something new every day. Is
Well,
the
see, they normalize all of that kind of stuff now.
I just don't. I feel like at some point you have to figure out who you are. Not that we're not always growing, evolving, and changing and doing all that, but you should have a base of who you are,
right,
as a person.
Right.
Whether you do want to become trans, that means you feel like you were assigned the wrong body
right.
internally.
But see,
You feel this is
normalize
against what
that,
you.
though. You know what
They
I'm saying?
normalize what
After
being
the
different
shock
all the
value.
time.
Sure.
Well, yeah, because they made it to where you can talk about it now, and it's okay for you to talk about it. But if you was to do that 20 years ago,
Oh,
The
please.
shock value is gone.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh
shock value
no,
in that.
Right.
you're not shocked by anything
No.
anymore.
And you know, if you look at this world and how it's doing it, there is no shock value. Like you just talking about the Highland Park killers. You know, people getting shot and killed.
Sniper style.
We
Like
are
that?
being desensitized.
Yes.
Oh,
about
absolutely.
all of this.
I didn't feel no way about it. I know it's a horrible thing. But
20 years
whenever I hear
ago,
about a shooting or
That would be
killing,
horrific.
Mhm.
But now, turn the page, another shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's normal.
every day it's a shooting.
Yep.
Me coming from Chicago, a place that's extremely gun violence heavy.
But all of that,
I've been
Everything.
desensitized from shootings
Everything.
since I was a young girl.
everything is now. There's no
'Cause-
shock value in it.
No.
You know, everything is common, like you
And
said.
that's the problem. I think that's why so many things don't change, because people don't feel anymore, because everything is out there. Nothing makes you feel anything until it's like yo family, yo brother, yo auntie, cousin, whatever. Then you feel it, yeah. But in general, like I said, I hear about shootings every day.
Right.
I'm
Some
not
things haven't
crying
changed,
about
though.
it.
Some
I
things-
don't
What
feel
makes
no
it
way about it.
different
I feel like it's
nowadays-
wrong, but what we doing?
Well, see, what makes it so different nowadays is that we see everything through social media.
Right,
So we see it often
right.
with the shootings and all of that. So when we have these mass shootings that are happening, we're not really surprised by it. You know?
Right.
Like he was saying 20 years ago, it would have been horrific.
Oh,
Riots,
You know what I mean?
marches,
Even like if you remember, like go back to
TV
07,
programs,
you remember
radio
the Virginia
stations.
Tech shooting?
Yeah.
Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
We was in shock.
We was in
And
shock
they
for a
was talking
while.
about it. Yeah, they was
For a
talking about
while.
it for like about a few months.
Yeah, they kept
Nowadays,
bringing, yeah.
Nowadays when we have a mass shooting, they'll talk about it for a day or so,
Yeah.
and then that's it. You know
Because
what I'm saying?
in 2 days it's gonna be another one.
Yeah,
The
sure.
next week is gonna be another one.
Right.
That it doesn't get.
It's
a
like
chance
we
to
holding our
resonate.
breath because we know it's
It
another
doesn't
one
get a
coming.
chance to resonate because
Right.
here comes something else.
Come on now, I didn't even have a chance to process this because I know in a week or two, in a month, I know soon come it's gonna be another shooting. It's gonna be some more innocent lives, babies, even children. That guy shot up baby, shot up 10-year-olds because he got teased when he was 10 years old. Like, cut it out.
You know, I've been privileged to
www.therapytoday.com.
I've been
Please
privileged
go.
to see all these generations, you know, and how it's progressed and what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent or whatever. And we can go down that road 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, what happened as opposed to what's going on now, you know. And I'm telling you, it's just, if you get to live long enough, it's just unbelievable of how things have transpired. You know,
Mhm.
what was acceptable or unacceptable, it's fine now. You know, it just doesn't. There's nothing new on the. They talk about these killings, the John Wayne Gacy's killings, the Richard Speck killings, all these killings, mass murderers, and all this kind of stuff. You know, they tell you there's nothing new under the sun, and that's true. Because as horrific as that killing was in Highland Park, there's been murderers and killers and serial killers who's done far worse.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. We just haven't discovered this yet. You know.
I want to ask you a question. So, with you being able to witness these different generations in society coming about, where do you think that as a society we have gone wrong? Is it eliminating Christianity throughout of our daily practice? Is it now, like you said, making things more acceptable and putting it out on Front Street? Where, as a society, have we gone wrong, where we've lost those values, those core values that kept us sane, kept us in a place where it was something admirable to look up to and look forward to in life?
Well, here's the thing. If you go back to prayer in the schools, the 60s, 50s, or whatever, there has to be a change because that's the mindset. When we talk about perception and reality, that's the mindset of just a certain group of people. They want prayer in the schools. It has to change. You can't have that. Nothing lasts forever. You can't have that. And that goes with the same token on everything else. Nothing is going to stay the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And change is the most constant thing there is in this world. So it has to change. You know, as far as going to your question about where we've gone wrong, there's no wrong because the change is around the corner. You have to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just people were comfortable with that lifestyle. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So now you have to move that the way for the new lifestyle and the new lifestyle and the new lifestyle. It's going to change again. And 20 years from now, those kids will be saying the same thing we're saying now. Wow, you know, this happened that old, you know,
Yeah.
the shock value won't be there.
Right.
You know,
People
I remember it took
robots.
2 weeks for a story to be printed. Instantly, I print newspapers, so I was seeing all the stories. You know, it took a long time, but now something happens in China, breaking news gives it to you just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But before, we had to run to get a newspaper to read stories that happened 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. Social media brings it right to you, right there.
Right then and there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Live.
right.
Live.
Yeah. They, you know, that's the thing that is astounding to me, and I can't wrap my head around that. That there's a shooting or killing or some type of misfunction going on, and there's a person in the bush with the camera. Instead of calling the police, they want
And
that
they gonna
footage.
post
They
it.
want that.
They want to be the
footage.
first.
Right.
Now, how is that? You have the
Wow.
ability with that same communication device
Mm-hmm.
to call the police and stop whatever's going on. You choose to film the footage so you can sit it in and get credit to whatever news
You
channel.
can sell
or
the
whatever.
story.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's all about
And
finance.
did you guys actually see the video? The Highland Park?
Of them running. That's all I
Yeah.
saw was like people running.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. It was I want to say it was like a 9 or 10-year-old kid that was recording the video.
Yeah.
And he was actually more excited to get that
I
on
actually caught
footage.
that on video.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, he was actually. That's what's sad about it.
That and that's what like the mentalities like the kids growing up like little kids now like I don't want to say I feel sorry because people probably y'all my dad's generation probably said that about us, but it's just like dang like you don't even fathom like how messed up what it is. You don't even know like how much trauma
It's getting faster. Though.
is like
It's
seeking
speeding
into you.
It's getting faster.
And it's just like I really need people to take a minute and understand that this stuff is traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff stays with you, even if you don't realize it. Like, I can't watch everything, me personally. I can't watch, like, people getting killed in real life, like on the movie. Sure, I know it's a movie. But in real life, I don't want to see that. Like, I curate my timelines. I have the thing where, caution, this is this type of image on here. Do you want to see it? Most times I'm not clicking that because I am an empathetic person and that's going to affect me. I will be sitting in my living room crying on my couch if I see something like that. And it will affect me that day, that night. I might dream about it. I'm going to be sad about it. Like, and now that's forever in my brain. I can't unsee it. And I think censorship needs to, in some aspects, people need to be more cautious about what you're ingesting, what you listen to, what you see. Like, understand that all plays a part and that all goes into your unconscious mind and your psyche some way, one way or another. And it may not come up now, tomorrow, next week, next year, but at some point it will. And you don't know what type of ugly hair that might rear. Like, you don't know how it's going to affect you. So just be careful about what you're ingesting and know that you can curate your life, your social media, your everything, however you see fit. You don't have to ingest everything. You don't have to take everything. You don't have to comment on everything. Like, sometimes y'all could just keep scrolling.
I'm queen of that. Like,
I quit if I don't like it. I'm not about to Twitter finger you about it. I'm gonna keep scrolling.
No, I've had to like,
or I'll mute you or block you or whatever.
And it's no like, people will say, "Oh, you being a hater." No. Honestly, I'll be honest. When it came to the BBL, like, I was with somebody who my last relationship where it was like, "Why don't you get a BBL? Why don't you get a BBL?" And I was so uncomfortable with that. Like, I wanted to be myself. I wanted to be who I was. I was so comfortable with myself, but it started creating those insecurities. So when I started seeing all these women with BBLs and all they're doing is showing ass, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, damn, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that is who I need to be, like, become in order for me to be successful, in order for me to be, sought out by men. And once I started realizing that was doing, I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not, because I have nieces that's looking up to me who is chunkier. And what kind of example would I be setting for her, who she's already getting made fun of? She's already getting picked on because she's thicker, she's heavyset. And if she sees me being thicker and heavyset and being confident and loving my skin and loving the body that I have, and still finding somebody that loves me for that and love me for that, who I am, then I'm doing myself a justice. So I had to mute certain people. I had to get rid of certain people that I was following, just so that I didn't create that image that I'm not good enough because I don't look like this, or I'm not showing the other day I'm in Mexico, so I had my little bathing suit on, and I'm so used to seeing ass and everything down my timeline. I'm thinking, me being in my bathing suit, this is okay, this is what's going on. And my dad actually saw it. My biological dad saw it, and he said, "Kanisha, this is not you. Why?" I deleted it immediately because I'm like, you're right. I became desensitized on what I'm seeing on the constant timelines, on my constant basis of women being half naked, and it became normal. But that's really not who I am, and that's not the example that I want to set for young girls who do look up for me, and even women who are my age or older that still look up to me. I don't want to set that image as well. So I removed it. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm comfortable. I'm so happy that I'm gotten to a point where I'm 100% comfortable within my own skin and my body, that I feel confident enough to take a picture and feel good enough to post it. But at the same breath, it's like, that's not what I need to be doing, because what am I really portraying? That my niece should do that too? That these young girls should do that too? I just, I had to reflect on that. So I'm so happy that I've gotten comfortable with removing those types of things and removing those people. And it's no bad vibes. I would love all women who feel confident in themselves. I want you to do that. But when your confidence starts making me feel like I need to change who I am, that's where it's just like, I love you, but I gotta love you from a distance. No love lost.
Yeah. And that again brings it back to perception or reality. Like, if that is uncomfortable for you, absolutely don't do it. Like, there are women who are fine showing their bodies and this and that, and that's totally fine. There's no problem with it. But if that's not who you are, and if that doesn't make you feel comfortable, don't do that. And it's okay.
I like feeling good. I love feeling sexy.
Yes, like,
I love it. Like, but
that's my radar for everything. If it feels good, it's good for me.
Right.
I don't have no problem showing my body. I also don't have no problem being covered up.
Yeah.
I do both. I've been completely covered up and I've been half naked outside. I felt comfortable either way.
On a
Thursday, you know. And I felt beautiful and confident and comfortable either way. Mm-hmm. Like, if it feels good, do that.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that you have to be like other women or be like other people. Like she said, like we both said, Black people, mute people, whatever people. If anybody makes you feel insecure, if anybody makes you feel like whatever you're doing isn't correct or, you know, give you some sort of insecurity about who you are or what you represent. Because there's nothing wrong with every walk of life, walking through life however they do it.
Yeah.
If you want to be completely covered up, babe, I know beautiful women who are completely covered up most of the time. And I know women who show their body most of the time, and they're still beautiful. Do you? Mm-hmm. You're not in a box. You're not in a space. You can do whatever you want.
I got a question for you guys. You know, just to satisfy an older person. So. And it's along the lines of the perception and reality. Growing up, I know you guys try to do what your parents told you to do. You know, sit up straight, this, that, and the other, all the little things they told you to do. What age did you realize, you know what? The perception of what my parents wanted me to be and the reality of who I am, how close are those things to you?
For me, it was more of experiencing life. Like I said, once I moved away, I started realizing like the things that, and it was hard because I valued everything that my mom and my grandfather and my grandma instilled in me. I lived by that. But then when I started realizing, well, wait a second, you guys have been in this same box. You guys have lived this same lifestyle without very much input, without very much insights from other perspectives, that I can't take everything that you have instilled with me and hold on to that. I have to be able to learn and experience different things.
So one-sided. So
it was, yeah. So once I became confident in myself and to do life and navigate life in a way that
you had to get away first, though.
I had to get away. I had to look out in a different view. I had to get a different perception to realize that just because this is how I was brought up doesn't necessarily mean this is the recipe for life.
It's not the reality.
Exactly. Like if it was up to my family, I would have stayed in the city. I would have worked a 9 to 5. I would have found somebody, settled down, and that's it. Instead of me now, 30 years old, like, hey, I'm living my life. I am embracing every opportunity that I have. Like, my mom would never have moved away from her whole family. My family, honestly, they look at me a certain kind of way because I packed up and I left my whole family. My nieces and nephews, I'm not going to baseball games. I'm not going to, prime events where it's just like, it's kind of frowned upon in their eyes. But for me, I just had to experience that. I had to experience a whole different type of life in order to be able to make.
So again, I asked that question though. The upbringing you had and the way you are, how close is it to that? Your reality, how close is to that? What was perceived as who you were going to be or who you were?
It's close, just because close. My morals are there.
You still have that, right?
I have my morals, but the road that I'm taking is off track.
Okay. And
I don't really know what y'all's perception. I don't. Y'all
you
never.
know what me and your mom expected. Your perception of what we expected is one thing.
Yeah.
And who you are right now is the reality. What I'm asking, how close is that perception of what you thought we'd expect and who you are, your reality? Are those coincide? How close are they? They're miles apart or what?
I feel like they don't, as far as like my upbringing, my morals, my values, 100%.
Okay.
As far as what y'all wanted me to be.
In your eyesight.
In my eyesight. Like I said, I don't, outside of go to school, go to college, get an education, that I don't really remember y'all saying I had to be something.
Don't walk across the high school stage with a pregnant stomach. You don't remember all those things?
Well, we had our contract that I would stay a virgin in high school. But
that was my reality.
Right. and that we did that. But as far as like y'all never said you have to be this, you know, or I would outside, like I said, outside of graduating high school and going to college, you preferred graduating, but whatever. But outside of that, there was never pressure to be this one thing. I think who I have become does not coincide with, to me, what y'all thought I was gonna be. I don't think I'm that person.
Okay.
I think the person I am, you're proud of.
Right. But see, what you're not saying is we never put up limits on who you could date.
No.
And all those other things. So what I'm saying is our perception of what you should be, you have to include that also. Because that's a big deal. You bringing home whoever and your parents accepting it. And we know that some parents are not going to accept certain lovers or friends or whoever. But our house wasn't raised like that.
Mm-mm.
And thank God I never put limitations on race, creed, color, animal, whatever it is. You know, seriously. And they know that. And I slept good because you were allowed to do those things.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, how close is that? Our reality, our perception, or your perception of
Well,
what
to
we
me, that's morals and values, and that's on key. Like, I'm that person. I think the older I get and the more knowledge I get, I'm not as open-minded, I want to say, to other races, just because of the knowledge that I have gotten over the years. But I don't treat people poorly. I don't attack people. I don't, whatever. I just am really, really, really proud to be a black woman and a Puerto Rican woman. Like, I'm really proud of that. And that comes first and foremost for me. But growing up, my parents never said, treat people different. Like, you don't treat anybody differently. You treat everybody the same. And that goes for me. I don't treat you any differently until you show me how to treat you. Because everybody shows you how to treat them. At some point.
No matter the race.
No matter the race. No matter whatever. That goes for any race.
It's idiots in every race.
It's idiots everywhere. So the thing that remains true to me is you treat everybody the same. You treat everybody with respect until they tell you how to treat them. So that is near and dear to my heart. But that's the only thing for me that has changed. As far as when I was younger, I was way more open to other races and cultures than I am now.
I have a coworker right now. She's gonna get married in a week, and her pre-wedding, she had to do a background check from her husband's family. They're Indian, and they did a background check on her. They looked at her grades in school. They still think, and she's a beautiful girl. She's well managed, handles her business. I feel like anybody would be lucky to be with a woman like her. So, and she was so stressed out because up to now, she's still being ridiculed by the family. And I couldn't imagine setting myself up for that. Like, where I would always feel like I have to uphold somebody else's standards that's not even my family's. So I wish I had this, but
yeah,
I'm so thankful that that's something I've never had to experience.
Yeah, I've never experienced that in until I moved to Texas. I never really experienced blatant racism. Yeah, no. Just because my demographic, like, I grew up around Black people and Puerto Rican people and Mexican people. That was my demographic. There were not a lot of white. There weren't any besides teachers, police officers, people like that, that were in my daily life. It wasn't until I even got to Texas that I had a white friend. Because my elementary schools were Black, my high school was Black, my college was Black.
I'm so happy I grew up so diverse.
That's good.
That's one experience I think that has.
The only thing that gave me diversity was my mom's job. And it exposed me to a lot of different things. And my mom sent me to etiquette school. So I knew, how to have proper etiquette in certain settings. I knew dinner forks and salad forks and all those things. Like, I appreciate her so much for giving me so much. Like, I went to horseback riding camp, so I know how to ride horses. Like, I was exposed to all those things at a very young age. So she did expose me to a lot of things. But as far as my day-to-day life, it wasn't diverse. My high school, like I said, my schools, they weren't. And I didn't even have, I don't want to, a disdain or a dislike. This came, my proud Blackness came like when I was a full adult woman. I've always been proud to be Black, but it wasn't like I deep dived into my history and research and all that stuff, and I know things and I can't unknow things, and just the unjustness and the inequality, like all that stuff is just like, that wasn't until I was an adult, until I had the resources to look at it for myself. It was just me growing up when I was younger. I couldn't control who I was around. And I don't regret it or anything like that, but diversity only came from me seeking knowledge for myself. My dad and my parent and my mom telling us stuff. Like I said, my dad knew the news every day, so he came home and informed us every day on it, and my mom exposing me to things just so that nothing would be a shell shock or culture shock for me. Like, I'm not culture shocked about anything. I can mix and mingle in any crowd, but my preferences and my comfortability is around Black people or Puerto Ricans or Mexicans. That's my comfortability for me. But that didn't come till I was grown. When I was a child, and like I said, it's still, I'm not going to treat you bad or unfairly or unjustly. I'm going to treat you how you tell me to treat you. And that goes for anybody, any race, any culture, anything.
So what was your upbringing?
So I went to my school. I say it was white, but it was very diverse. But who I was associated with was mostly white girls because I play sports. Mm-hmm. And so athletic wise, that's what I was normally around. Mm-hmm. But I had Amy Lee, Asian. I went over to her house all the time, so I had that Asian exposure, being around the Asian family. Younger, it was all Hispanic. Growing up with tias and, having that culture. I've honestly had it all. However, my family is Black. So when it was for me, it was school, I'm getting diverse. Family, damn, Lafayette and Eastern. So it's a whole different type of style. But my grandfather made sure that we were exposed. Like, I grew up, we had a cottage on the lake. I went jet skiing. I went pontoon boats, fishing. Like, I grew up very privileged, what I consider very privileged. So I think that has helped mold me to be able to walk into a room and have a conversation with the janitor and then have the same type of conversation with the CEO and carry myself in a way that it shows compassion, empathy, no matter who I'm speaking to. So I'm thankful for all of those experiences that I've had. And then I can also go on the block and sit on the porch and talk shit with my niggas. So I've been blessed to have those type of opportunities and speak to different people from all walks. But like when I went to Mexico this last weekend by myself, and I felt so comfortable. I never thought I would get to a point where I would travel outside the country and be able to be in a foreign place where I don't know the language, I don't know what direction I'm going, but I still was able to feel safe. And I know that that's because of my upbringing, because I've always been associated with multiple different cultures and races and being able to just communicate with people. I think that that's what a lot of people are missing in today's society, is having the understanding that we are all different. And it's okay to be different, but it's also okay to learn something from those differences. And it's okay to accept people at who they are, face value. And once we as a society become more okay with that, and I feel like that's what they're doing with the transgender thing, is they're pushing that to be okay. Like when I was in Mexico, I met a transgender woman who was with a Black girl that was different for me. And instead of judging them, I befriended them because I wanted to learn more about that. I wanted to learn more about their dynamic and being accepted. Where in the past, I'll be honest, I would be like, what? Like that's different. That's kind of weird, But now that I've been able to be around those different lifestyles, it was very important for me to try to understand them. And I ended up learning we have so much in common. They're activists. They are very outspoken and they just love love. They love to have a good time. So for me, I'm so thankful that I grew up around so many different walks of life where I can now accept people for who they are and see what I can learn from them.
Yeah. Speaking on that, when you're saying because of the diversity, you said you learned that everybody's different. Mm-hmm. But in the same token, then you learn that we're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
So it's both of those.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative really doesn't change.
Right.
I mean, we're different figuratively,
Yeah.
But mentally, we are the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's good and bad in every race, every culture, you know. So after a while, it comes full circle, doesn't it?
It does.
No matter what the outside looks like.
Yeah.
You know.
We all go through stuff.
Right.
We all have adversities.
It's the same. And like Mexicans have their own little squabbles. You know, I mean, everybody has those subcultures that, you know, there's and I was shocked to learn this, that when you look at somebody who's Hispanic in that community, they're squabbling and bickering because there's darker Hispanics.
Every culture.
That was wild to
Asian
me.
culture.
That was wild. I mean, we know the black and white, but that was wild that you guys are really all the same under this title.
Yes.
But there is subcultures that hate each other. That was crazy to me.
I mean, bleaching community is huge.
China.
In Asia, in Africa, is huge. I mean, what's it? Rich Black and African, whatever show that is on Netflix. It's like something, but it's a heavy bleaching culture because being extremely melanated and chocolate and dark skin is just like frowned upon. And I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
And in any culture, I'm not a part of every culture, but in any culture, Puerto Ricans, you'll have the lightest of the lightest and the dark. My cousin is black as this table, and she is 100%. 100% Puerto Rican. You won't even know. Willie, Nicolette, like 100%. And it's just like every race has a range of colors. And it, to me, is baffling that it's still baffling that in any culture, like the color thing, even in black culture, it's the light skin, dark skin. It's just like,
that's crazy.
Give it up.
That went on for years, though.
Oh yeah,
it's still going on.
That's where it comes from.
Somebody just called us Phil niggas in the comments. They did. It's just like, I just don't. It doesn't. That type of stuff does not make sense to me. I don't think it's fair in any race. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a proud black woman and fuck everybody else. I'm saying this shit don't make no sense to me in any race. Period.
That's the world we're living in.
It is.
And it just doesn't make sense. Like, I could not help my color. I was born this way. The sun does some things, but I can't control this. If you ain't got no melanin, if you do, put on sunscreen. just don't get burnt up. Moving on to our segment of what the fuck did you say? Burger King, I'm mad at y'all because I actually like y'all. But y'all did the dumbest thing y'all could have did. And now I gotta reconsider supporting. I'm at this point in my life where I gotta stop supporting people. I know my little one support don't matter, but to me it does. This employee has never been late, has been employed for Burger King for 26 years. Never been late. They gave this man the Whopper coupon books, not free, discount coupon books, a $40 gift card, and he got to eat discounted lunch. Have y'all lost your mind? First of all, how you not late for 26 years? What are you? Are you a serial killer? Because that's just a different level.
At Burger King.
Are you not late ever? 26 years and y'all gave me $40?
At Burger King.
Yeah, that's an insult.
That's an insult.
So we talking not late when they were paying them $10 an hour.
It's just like
when they didn't get the raise yet. That was pre-raise, $10 an hour.
Work for you understand? He only getting paid $20 an hour. He been at 20. He been at 26 years. He started out probably $8 an hour. Got 20. Work for companies that appreciate you, corporate or otherwise. I'm not a corporate girl myself no more. I can't play that game. But work for companies that appreciate you and show you appreciation. Because ain't no way. It was another man on live threatening people to come to, I dare y'all to come rob my store. That store don't care about you. It's a grocery store. You over here snitching on women stealing Similac. Cause like cut it out. They don't care about you, baby. You quit today, they're gonna hire somebody else tomorrow. Yeah. Stop the foolishness.
The sad part about that is Chicago, and they had the flash mobs and they were running in and people don't understand the dynamics behind that because it's big business. To rob and loot to that magnitude, there's somebody else that's putting them up to this. You know,
I mean, they were coming from different neighborhoods to rob and loot in neighborhoods.
Looting and robbing big stores, Macy's, all these name brand places is big business.
Yeah.
And why I was informed by somebody, I'm not going to say his name, he knows who it is, but I was informed that the sellers of those stores, proprietors, tell their salespeople, do not pursue.
Right.
Do not.
You know
I
why?
have been told, do not chase nobody.
You know why?
Nothing.
That's liability.
Because they are insured. They
Yes.
get all that back. That's why.
I dare. He was on there talking big shit. I dare one of y'all come here. Boy, if you get shot and killed, this lady come here with a box car, you gonna risk getting cut for the grocery store? Cause they not gonna care, baby. And they gonna fight you on that workman's comp. Because they told you not to chase that lady. You ain't getting it. They ain't coming to you in the hospital. They ain't gonna pay the bill.
Nope.
Like, cut it out. Work for companies that appreciate you, please. Please, Burger King. I'm so mad at y'all. I can't eat that no more. I love Burger King. Y'all got the Impossible Whopper. Y'all was rocking with me, and now it's just too much. They started a GoFundMe for him. He raised $260K. Thank the sweet baby Jesus.
Wow.
Because that was outrageous.
They raised how much?
$260,000.
Wow.
Buy Burger King.
Bye.
Like,
how dare you give me $40? That's not even gas money today. I don't care what type of car you got. I don't care what type. And I got a little baby. He got, you know the Whopper book.
Yeah.
They had back. They gave him that. They gave him $40.
Let me go find a new hustle real quick.
Let me go. Go for me. GoFundMe's be up, but it's just like work for people. Like I said, I had to get off that corporate ladder. Kenny, you still work in corporate?
I do.
How do you deal with the inequalities sometimes?
Well, see, for this company that I'm with currently, I don't have any complaints so far.
Good.
And I feel like I've been embraced. I see Black women in high positions, and I've traveled the world for free. So you appreciate me. Today they brought us Jimmy John's for lunch because they appreciate our work. So at this point, for me, corporate America has been able to provide me with benefits. It's been able to provide me with security. Now, when it comes to systemic racism, that's a whole beast that we're constantly battling, and we're going to continue to battle. And I'm going to continue to be loud, and I feel like my company appreciates that. At this company right now, like I said, I had my first week in training. One of our trainers said, "Can I tell you a joke?" Or first thing she said is anyone sensitive about anything? I said, "Me, anything racist, I'm sensitive. Period. I'm sensitive about anything racism." She goes on to say, "Did you know Cardi B was Indian? She's a Arapaho." Immediately.
Not a rapper.
Absolutely not. Because why didn't you say Leona Lewis? Why didn't you say Britney Spears? You know what I'm saying? And we're in a corporate setting. So for me, I'm going to be loud. I'm going to let you know where you have me and my culture fucked up.
Absolutely.
And if you want to label me as angry, you want to label me as whatever you want to label me as, I'm going to speak on any type of injustice. And that's why I'm in corporate America right now. Because trust me, it ain't for the money. But it's so because I know I'm well spoken. I know I can communicate very well where it's offensive. And I feel like that's what we need in order to be able to move on and do better and have roles and positions where Black women can come in, braid it up. Me at Verizon, when I worked for Verizon, I would never go in there with my hair braided. I would never, just because I knew I would be looked at a certain way. I knew that my customers wouldn't interact with me a certain way. But now I'm walking into any meeting, I'm on any video chat with my hair natural, curly, in a bun, because that's what they need to see. They need to see someone who is well-spoken, who is professional, who does a damn good job at her job and still represents the culture. So that's why I'm there, just to make that impact.
Yeah, I think it's really important, like I said, to find a company that you can get behind, a corporate company, any company, honestly. I have gone toward the more small business role and the more entrepreneurial role for myself, but that's only because, and I did corporate for a long time. And you can do corporate and be whatever. For me, it was fine for me to do corporate and be proud and Black and this and that. And because it is about being well spoken at the end of the day, it is about being able to get your point across in a way where people can understand you and comprehend. And even they'll feel you coming from, you can portray it or express it in a way where they can try to understand. And like I said, just be careful who you working for, and don't work with people who don't appreciate you. Just don't do it.
Shout out American. Y'all
just
know your
don't
name. Your
do
girl was
it.
sitting first class.
Shout out to them. But that is the culture that I do like now that in corporate Americas, the racist thing they're starting to crack down on. If you file a complaint, they actually try to follow up. That's just the trend I've been seeing lately in the conversations I've been hearing going on, which is people. If you see that see something, hear something, say something,
That's
come
literally
back.
our motto at
Has come back.
See something, say something.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I love it.
I think people need to bring that back because I think that's also about why we've been having all these mass shootings, this and that, because people are minding their business too much. People are not people. But just I mean, like when I was growing up, if somebody came around and they was acting weird, like who are you? Where you come from? Who you looking for? Like why you being weird? Like why you acting weird? We don't know you. We don't know what you about. And at some point in time, everybody started to mind their business, and that's why all these things slip through the cracks. People slip through the cracks because no one's questioning the weirdness or the awkwardness or this doesn't feel right. You don't feel right. Your energy don't feel right. It's off. Mm-hmm. Who are you? What you want? Who you looking for? Do you know anybody? Who after them? So see something, hear something, say something. Don't just be in the back recording and not doing nothing about it. Record and call the police. You could do both, in case you didn't know. You can record it and call the police. You can record it and report it. Okay? Deal with it however you want. But speak up for injustices in whatever way makes sense. Whatever way works out for you. But don't just be letting shit happen, bro. That's just how shit just goes on and on and on and on and on and doesn't get resolved. And that's why we have this long drawn out systemic racism because yes, the world was not created for it to be equal for us or whatever, but you can't just lay on your back and take it all the time. Like at some point in time, you got to stand up. You're weak in the knees. Stand up. I want to get into some stuff I've been watching on TV. Comment, well, not TV, the streaming sites. Comment below if you've been watching it. Me and my dad watched The Black Revolution of Comedy. It's called The Right to Offend. I think it's really good. If you enjoy comedy to the level that we do, I think it's a really great watch. It shows you the history from start to now, and it's really informative. And it's really cool. You get to see all these old sets. Some sets I've never even heard of from Richard Pryor. So check that out on Amazon Prime, on A&E, on YouTube. It's a bunch of different places. I just started watching this show called Gaslight on Amazon Prime. First of all, sponsor us because I'm giving y'all a lot. It's called Gaslight. It has Sandra Bullock in it. Sandra Bullock is a pretty woman. I love her as an actress. It's a really great show. It's about Mitchell. Who was Mitchell in the Nixon era? Mitchell. What's his name? Nixon. He was under Nixon. His name was Mitchell. Last name Mitchell. Whatever. She's his wife, and she big mouth Billy Bash. She on there talking her shit. She's talking about injustices. She's speaking her mind. They don't like it. You know, back then they didn't like women's running their mouths. They didn't like us speaking up, and she's speaking up. So it's a really good show. It has a lot of information. Watergate's involved in that. If you don't know what Watergate is, Google it. It's a lot to talk about. Talk about it in the comments down below. And we have a couple Instagrams I want to play. But then let's get to the tweet of the week. The tweet of the week was the most embarrassing thing to be right now is a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife. That's what was said on Twitter. That's the most embarrassing thing to be today.
Wow.
What do y'all think about it?
I think there's so much more to be.
But
I can understand why that was tweeted.
I guess the state of everybody being unfaithful and no one's faithful and everybody cheats.
Everybody
the most embarrassing thing to be today is a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife. Because y'all, everybody husbands and wives be out there embarrassing them on the internet with secret babies and real life indiscretions.
I get
and all that.
more by married men than I do.
Child.
Like it's sad. And what do you Here's a question for a man. When married men are hitting on women who are obviously not their wives, do they look at those women as the women that they're hitting on? Am I exuding that I'm gonna be a side bitch? Like, like what
is it on my forehead?
Like what's the logic behind knowing that you are? Do I look is it that society has made it desensitized that there ain't nothing wrong with being a side chick?
I left home.
Like, what is it?
To be with my side people. That's what they was doing back in the day.
I really believe what happened is the moral compass of America has been compromised.
Mm-hmm.
I think it started when we took prayer out of the schools. Now, I'm not going to go back in ancient times and pull stones and hieroglyphics and all this kind of stuff, but I think that was the prelude. That was the start of it. Now, the moral conscience is, you know what? Unless God himself comes down here and tell me it's wrong, ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing coming. God ain't coming back. And I think that's what people think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at some of the social media, if you look at some of the apps and chat rooms and all this other stuff, and people look at you look at people's profiles, there's a lot of atheists.
Mm-hmm.
They have marked under their profiles. There's a lot of non-Christian being marked because we are going to that time. We are getting to that time when people really and truly believe there's no such thing as a God. And you know what? I don't knock anybody for their religious belief or non-belief, you know? As long as your moral compass is there. And going to your question, it's a two-headed sword because just like you don't see the other side. And we as men are privy to the other side. It's some women who won't talk to you unless you're a married man. So we see the other side. You can call them cougars, you can call them whatever you want to call them. But there are some women, you know what they say? Because I can do what I want to do with him for those 3 or 4 hours, and then he take his butt home to his wife. I don't have to deal with the family bills and all this other stuff. So just like you're saying, one side of it, I know that there's a B side to that album, you know, and I hear it played all the time. You know, you ain't married, they look for wedding rings or men's fingers. So just like you're saying, married men approach you, I see the B side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if in fact that is the B side, that might be the A side. I don't know, but it's both sides.
Right.
It's both sides. So I'm just here to tell you, it's not that one way. It's on the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple.
Women will come to you with this, knowing that you're married, and they will offer their services
as a business
transaction, as any kind of transaction, because like the woman told me, she knows that you have to get up and go home, and she don't have to deal with anything but your best. You got your cologne on, you smelling good, you shaved, you did everything. Your wife gets dirty, stubbly face. I get your best. Mm-hmm. And when you take a cab, you get up out of here, I don't have to deal with that other stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's women who search for married men.
Wow.
And they probably aren't carrying an STD.
Oh my God. You just threw that out there.
Because he's a married man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What?
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like, you know.
What you say?
You know, as a woman, I do. But that's one thing that I'm concerned about with dating somebody. And we're being open that you're dating other people, I'm dating other people. Me, I like to be exclusive to one partner. But because we are having that open line of communication, that does not mean that he is. Right. And that worries me. Because it's like, okay, so when we take it to that level, now I have to worry about what else you're out here doing.
Yeah. But isn't it important
besides the wine and the chicken you ordered, do I still get prophylactics? Are we still doing that? You know, do I still have to invest in that? When do we stop this and go to the natural skin? Yeah. So that's we laughing about that, but that's a big question.
Yeah,
it's serious
because we're talking life or death here.
And we know.
So when do we? I know you love me, honey, but when do we stop?
Yeah.
When can I be the skin I'm in? You know, when does that happen?
I have a clip I want to play. Hold on, let me turn this on. Yeah, I hope y'all can hear.
I can.
Can nobody hear this? I don't know how to do it. Jay, can I send it to you? You play it?
Oh yeah, is it on YouTube?
It's on Instagram.
It is on Instagram.
Can you play it?
Yeah, I can play it.
Thank you, because
Shout
I.
out J 104.9.
Hip hop. We still need our button, but it's fine. I just sent it to you.
We're gonna get the horns.
I mean, we still got to say. Shout out to our boys. They did so good last weekend at the Big Three. They got some great interviews done. They did a great job.
It was crazy. It was a great experience.
I'm happy to come back.
If you're gonna be at the Big Three on Friday, you'll run into us. The Rose Room will be at the Big Three this Friday. That is in Frisco. Come hang out. Come say hi. We'll say hi back. We're not being. He might. He could keep up now.
Oh, that's good.
Let's play this clip.
Play it, please.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me click on this clip and see what this is.
Are we gonna be able to see it or?
I don't think so.
Can you hear it?
I don't even hear it.
I don't hear it playing.
I sure don't. I'm looking at it.
I'm trying to see. Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything.
I don't hear it.
I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, I really want to play that clip because baby, when I say it fed my soul.
You gotta move on.
We gotta move on.
We'll add it on later.
Yeah, we'll add it. I hope y'all can see it.
Go check out the YouTube. We'll go ahead and link it.
We'll go ahead and link it. Okay, well then that ruins my Instagram portion of the show. But it's fine. We can get into the red rose section, and that's the sexy part, guys.
Pops, like it is.
We gotta get into the sexy part. That's gonna be our red rose section. One fun fact that I found out this week doing my research was, did you know that you can enhance your sex tremendously by controlling your breathing? Oh, you got it? All right, wait. You there? Hold on, wait, play it, please, play it.
You got people all in some kind of way.
I know, wait.
Pull the chair back.
Hold it.
Now we get into it.
Hold it. Okay, listen. Okay, go ahead, Jay.
And she knows when to zip.
You gotta start it over.
Zap and dip and dive. You're like, oh, she's
Start over.
Start it over.
Thank you.
We can't stigmatize women moving on. Y'all want us to settle for less so bad. But when a woman doesn't settle for less and she knows when to zip and zap and dip and dive, you're like, oh, she's a slut because you're not good enough for her. Now she belongs to the streets. And it's always the men with 17 kids talking about you belong to the streets. Bro, you are the streets. You are the dirty, nasty, rat-infested. You're a rat carrying a pizza on a subway in New York, and you are the streets.
Wow.
We can't stigmatize women.
That's it, right there.
That's it. What do you think about that?
I think I agree with her. I feel like
I say it fed my soul when I heard it, so I had to say it.
I feel like as a woman, we are always conditioned that we need to heal first. But I'm sorry, if I didn't work out with you and I know that I didn't work out with you, I don't need to heal. I need to move on to the next because I know what I know. And I just know that we didn't work. That doesn't mean now I have to go. Now, for me, I did take some time because I was in a very long relationship. But if you're dating and shit just doesn't go right, go left. Expeditiously. We are young. I'm sorry. I'm not wasting my youth anymore over here trying to regroup after something that didn't work out. It didn't work out. When you lose a job, you don't sit up there and try to downplay and reanalyze how you could have done better at the job, what you could have done. You go get another fucking job. Like, go to work, bitch.
I tell you all the time, I quit a job. I'm good for quitting a job because I'm not gonna stay here. That fed my soul just because it happens all the time. Like, I feel like a lot of men, y'all, I'm not gonna say all of y'all, but some of y'all really, men have gotten to this point, got this minute. Y'all think y'all the cream of the crop.
And want to degrade women so bad.
So, like, sit down. You don't stand up. Sit down.
There you go, Jay. There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
That banner for the streets?
I mean, either way, with the situation, I feel like you can go.
You think women want men to settle so bad?
It
so bad as now, is there any validity in your mind to what she's saying? Did that resonate with how you know men are in society today? Did that resonate on any level?
I mean, no, I get what she's saying. No, I agree with her. No, I do agree with her.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is it could go both ways. When you're saying like the cream of the crop and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? As far as you know, being in the relationship and you know, just being like the leader of the two. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Though, like the leader of the two and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I gotta look at you for this.
I sent you another clip. You might like that one better. You see, you can pull up that one. Be like, so, Dad, what you think? Did that resonate with you? I know you're an older, more traditional man, but you live in today's world, and you're dating.
I'm trying to get
You're doing it.
My mantra, I'm trying to get the keys to the 21st century.
They say that all the time.
Because everything is a readjustment for me now. I was set in my ways. I knew exactly how I raised my kids. Okay. Now this happens. Now I have to actually open myself up to this new world. And it's tough. It really is, because I have to be open-minded about a lot of things. Especially if I was raised a certain way. I grew up a certain way. My parents taught me a certain way, and that's it. So just imagine all these things is your foundation, how you were built. Now somebody says, you know what? Throw all that away, and we're gonna start from scratch. It's pretty tough. You know, you feel like a person without a home almost. You know, it's that insecurity that needles at me. You know, because my feet are never on solid ground anymore. Because traditionally, all this is my makeup. So I have to like push that aside and wipe the slate. You know, okay, we're gonna start new.
Yeah,
and it's tough. It really is. But I think what she said was spot on. I think a lot of women feel that they felt her that passion, that anger in her. Yeah. You know, but as she knows and as we know, life is never fair. Women have been degraded, called all kind of names, no matter what the race is. Always playing second fiddle. And depending on your background, your upbringing, you can overcome those things, or you can wallow in the mess. You know, you can pull that blanket of insecurity over you and say, yeah, you're right, I am this, and become that person, or you can shake it off.
Them, you know, I am who I am type people.
Right. You know, so that's how I feel about that, you know.
I think for most women, I mean, at least for me, when I'm in a situationship or a relationship, I know when shit's going left. So absolutely. I'm already plotting my mental to be able to let this go, which is in reality, I'm already preparing myself to be done with this relationship. Meaning, I'm prepared, it happened, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. Situationship, I like that.
Yeah, women break up mentally first. Yeah. And then we plan our escape.
They recover so well, though. They recover.
Because we're strong, unfortunately.
You're gonna hurt my feelings.
It's like clean carpet. They just recover so well.
Because we used to be hurt.
The stain even there. It's not anymore. You know, the thing is Scots or whatever.
Yes.
You got the next clip ready? All right, let's go.
Got that woman backing you, and you know what I'm saying, she's pouring into you and she believes in you and all that type of stuff, and you putting it together. Everything that you define as success, as y'all define as success, you doing it for her. You get what I'm saying? And she's right there applauding you. She's not taking nothing from you. Hell, she don't want nothing from you but to see you successful and you happy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the first most important thing is, are you happy? You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a success and you can be terrible. A good woman gonna say, quit that shit today. You know, that's not healthy for us. The right woman for a man, for a great man, is the most powerful thing you will have in your possession. No matter what you do.
Say that.
When you got that woman backing you,
that's it. That's it. Shout out to the cruise season for that. Cause I felt that also. Absolutely. In my soul. I'm gonna give y'all both. I give y'all woman and a man, but guess what? We is it. The cream of the crop. It is us. But I mean that's what we were. If you are a Christian or believe in Bible in any way, we were created to assist and help the man. So the fact that so many men think it's okay to degrade women, how we have been historically, is asinine to me.
Tupac been trying to tell y'all.
Like, I don't understand why y'all think y'all can just do whatever, say whatever, treat us any type of way, and think that you're gonna reap benefits. And you weak in the knees, bitches. Stand up. You don't have to take it. You don't have to deal with it. Plan the escape. Do whatever you gotta do. Gather yourself around somebody, anybody. Write a letter. Reach out. Do something. Because you don't have to take it. I don't think any man should be treated wrong. I don't think any woman should be treated wrong. But we are the assets and not the liabilities. We take everything, we make it better. We take you, maybe make you better. That's what we do.
That makes me have a question, because at what point, as a woman, for me, like you said, like we were talking about, a woman is there to uplift and to pour into her man, to make him be able to feel confident and comfortable enough to go out in the world and do what he needs to do.
Right.
But then at what point is this, when this man is in a down place, and you're the woman trying to build and uplift, at what point is it too much, where you're doing too much of the pouring and uplifting, and now you're becoming a crutch, you're becoming a punching bag? At what point is it the man's responsibility to be able to realize that that's what's going on, or is it that woman's responsibility to say, okay, I've done enough, it's time for me to walk away from you?
I think that's reciprocity. I think when you don't get what you put out back, it's time to reevaluate. And not in the same instance. It doesn't have to be in the same exact way. Reciprocity doesn't necessarily mean, but it means that I don't feel taken advantage of. I don't feel like you're using me. I don't feel like I'm just pouring into you and getting nothing back. But I may not need what you need.
Right, but at certain times, your partner's going to be at a high, and you're going to be at a low, and he's going to uplift you. But then when he's at a low, what if that low lasts longer than what it lasts for you? At what point do you realize that you are in a situation that is just toxic? It's not going to go.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's circumstantial.
Yeah, it is circumstantial. But I think like this, and I love women to death. My mama was a woman.
No, really?
In
today's world,
you had no idea.
You have to figure that out.
But here's my thing. Somebody said something that was sort of profound. That every creature on this earth was a decision that a woman made.
Mm-hmm.
Every creature.
I love that.
So when you say Mother Earth, it's not just a saying, right? Because if it wasn't for her, none of this would exist. Mm-hmm. So how can she be the lowest? How can she be spit upon? How can she be second fiddle? How can she be trampled upon? When if it wasn't for her, none of this would be here.
These are questions we want answers to.
Is it because we allow it as women?
I think, and that's another thing I wanted, like a little sidebar. But I think that when you meet a guy, I don't think, we were talking about this before, that women do their homework. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what I like to tell every woman. Do your homework first. And India knows I make this analogy all the time. When you're looking for a mate, in the confines of your own home, write down exactly what you want. We, like Jay was saying, we lie to ourselves all the time. Guys will say, oh man, I want a woman with big breasts and big titties and big legs and all that. No, you don't. That's not what you want. Mm-hmm. You want that because your boy likes that. Somebody else wants. You want somebody to see you with that. Exactly. That's not what you want. So the analogy is this. When you go to the grocery store with a list, and you check out, guess what? You got everything you want. Mm-hmm. So use that same thing when you're picking a mate. In the privacy of your own home, get you a list. I want a God-fearing woman. Mm-hmm. I want a woman with a good heart. I want a woman who can balance finances. If she can't, she has an open minded enough to let me do, like you were talking about, the strong points in that domestic relationship. Mm-hmm. You write these things down. Not when you Google and he and ha in each other's face, and both of y'all got your teeth brushed, you smelling good, you got the women, you got the nice clothes on, because your mind is clouded, from the aesthetics. Do it when you're by yourself, and take that list to your life grocery store and check out the things that you really want. And you won't make a mistake. You won't make a mistake. But I tell you, try this. Go to the grocery store with no shopping list. Guess what you got? Ding dongs, ho-hos, bag of chips, all kind of pop, everything you don't need.
Peanut butter, no jelly.
You got all of that. You got all the things you would like to have, but not what you need. So that's how I feel about those things.
Yeah.
That's great.
I agree. All right, I had to get that out. Back to the red rose. Sex, baby.
Oh Lord.
You can improve. Right. You can improve your sex tremendously by breathing. Did you know?
Well, what kind of breathing? Because I'm breathing. I'm breathing. What kind of breathing are you talking about?
Like what you see in porn, that like really high pitch or just like that kind of annoying sound.
I hear it every Wednesday.
Yeah. I think well, like if you breathe in, just controlled. It's not that really quick breathing, because that also can make you lightheaded and just ruin the whole mood. But deep breath and breathing, like breathing in goes down to your pelvic area, which is where all your sensations coming from a lot of the time. So breath work, because according to, I don't want to mess up, fatherly.com, prepping for sex isn't just about drinking a little something, smoking a little something, new sheets on the bed. It is about making sure that you practice breathing exercise, tantric sex, where you are just looking and breathing and what's it called? Projecting your energy onto somebody else. So most women don't like this. They don't want that.
Well, I mean,
not the whole time. Not the whole time. Well, there are some women who do enjoy pounding.
Can't sustain that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if you give me a quick little whatever, but the whole time, start to finish, there's no warm up, there's no foreplay. Jackrabbit sex is a dub, bro. That is for you. You are not pleasuring her. I'm gonna let you know right now. 9 times out of 10, you ain't pleasuring her at all. So if that's you, and they said that they came, they lied. More than likely. They didn't play.
I've just seen this podcast of this woman talking about how she was married for 20 years, and 10 of those years she lied to her spouse about orgasming.
Yes.
How devastating. I've been getting whacked dick for 10 years?
How stupid.
And she probably brought it up in the argument. You like, you know what, Earl?
That's why you don't even make it.
That's why I ain't had an orgasm in 10 years.
Oh that's when domestic violence.
That's what.
From an old person's perspective, this is what I feel. The greatest lover never goes into a relationship or the bedroom assuming anything. Mm-hmm. Most women know their bodies, and they've already did exploratory research. So the greatest lover,
y'all should have seen his face. Y'all didn't see it.
The greatest lover, to ask the woman what she likes, whether it's close your ears, my daughter, whether it's a finger around the areolas and just simultaneously a finger around the clit, but that makes her come because she's done it over and over. And the greatest lover duplicates what she does. Don't try to do something that she doesn't do, because she knows what turns her on.
Ask questions.
Don't try to come with your own stuff. Do what she does and duplicate it. That's it.
Yeah. You should. I feel like
a little razzle dazzle though.
You can have some razzle dazzle. I'm not saying like. I'm just saying any woman I've ever met, like all you men who said y'all want to beat up the pussy. Nobody wants their pussy beat. This is a delicate thing. This is a delicate thing. Like this, I'm supposed to.
I was gonna say, hold on. There are some.
There are a few.
Not that Hindu say.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to go to Pound Town.
No, for sure. But the whole time.
Well, wait a minute. Here's the thing. You guys are maturing. You can't speak for women in their 20s.
I was in my 20s. I didn't like it then.
Because they don't know yet. So that act is what they think they want.
Yeah. I feel like there's a difference between fucking. Do you want to get fucked or do you want to have sex.
Right.
You want to be intimate with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, like, catch me on a Friday night off the Hennessy. I want to be fucked.
Yeah. But is that
Monday
jackrabbit sex or is that just passionate sex?
No, that's I want to.
Yeah, no.
We are not talking.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to talk, but even for me, that's still,
Give me that name.
Yeah.
There's no dialogue.
That's
He
it.
missed it all.
It got real red in the rose room today.
It did. It got real red. But either way, no matter how you so rough sex or soft sex, preferably, what do you want? Off the hen dog or not?
Am I the facilitator?
Do you prefer rough sex or soft sex?
Well,
wait a second.
I'm saying that question needs to be answered.
Why?
Because in my experience,
Uh-huh.
a young woman, wants to be screwed. The older woman gets, she wants that, but an older man wants the same thing. You see what I'm saying? He wants that young girl to get on top because he don't want to do all that work.
Right.
Mm.
So it depends on, you know what I'm saying, who you want.
Okay, so you.
Me?
Rose want to know what her daddy like.
I mean, we close. We don't have secrets.
No, I like total communication, total involvement.
Yeah.
I think
Team player.
I feel like that's more intimate.
It's an equal thing.
Equal opportunity.
Right. I think both people, and you're in the room, you should participate.
Right.
No starfishing.
Don't be laying there doing nothing. In other words, I don't like it.
There are no tickets of admission here. We're not watching nobody.
Listen, if I have to do all the work, you're fired.
You're fired.
Literally fired.
Some more tips is drink water, women. I guess men too, because your secretions taste better when they're hydrated. I have experience with these tasty pills, and they change the taste of your secretions to like fruits or whatever is higher in your body. They are proven, tested. Get you some. Taste Vita Inc. Get you some.
Pops is good as popcorn.
And foreplay is important. Do we not do foreplay? Is the foreplay not important?
I think you should mention those pills again.
It Taste Vita Inc. It changes and it works for men and for women. So if you got a boo, you can take them every day like a multivitamin if you have a high sex life. Or you can take them 2 hours prior to sexual encounters and your secretions will taste like fruit or Cinnabons or mangoes or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
see,
it's strong in your body, it will pick it up.
The reason I say that is because these are just introduced. There's been people having sex way before these pills come
Absolutely.
out. And they don't know their vaginal area has a tart taste or smells a certain way. Or they don't pull back the lid on their jimmy around the little foreskin, and there's a taste there. There's an odor there. There's something there that's displeasurable.
Make sure y'all doing smell tests, please.
Right.
Make
Pull
sure.
the skin back, guys. Wash the front of that lid.
What I asked you, finger popping. If y'all finger popping, smell it now.
Right. If
Don't.
you are uncircumcised, by all means.
Oh, Lord.
Wipe all around there. Because I tell you, your partner don't want to taste that.
Right.
You have killed the mood.
You have killed them. I'm like, all right,
Ladies,
put your clothes
You
on.
smell like you just-
It was so nice meeting you.
Ladies, eat those pills because for some reason, some of us like to be perfume heavy in the front and nothing in the back.
Ooh.
There's a small spot between the vagina and the anus. And there is it holds moisture and odor.
Clean yourself. That is another tip.
I'll just let you know.
Okay? This is a 64-year-old man. He know what he talking about. He got 3 kids. He is not coming to play with y'all. You said it already.
I'll try to catch him one. Y'all better hit him up.
Listen, he is out here in these streets. She ain't showing up. All right then. Like I said, any of us. You broke, if you ugly.
And both your hoes ain't smelling right.
Okay. that little spot between the anus, what he said.
They call it gooch.
The female gooch.
They know.
They know.
Yes.
Don't try to spray with perfume. That's not gonna work.
No.
We are going to close out on that note. Any manifestations for this week? Let's go. Manifestations.
We're gonna let our guest speak first. What's your manifestation?
Manifestations.
I'll go last.
Oh,
I'll let ladies go first.
Ready? My manifestation for this week is that we have a great time at the Big Three. We get some good networking, got some good interviews. It is always big bag season. We want big bags, out of nowhere bags, legal bags. Give us the bags. We want financial literacy. That by the end of the year, we have a live show. I want to have a live show, and I think y'all would really like to come fuck with us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And that the show keeps getting bigger and better, and y'all continue to grow with us. We appreciate you so much for being on this journey. And words will never express, but I hope we tell you enough that any comment, any like, any share, any follow is just greatly appreciated. So I'm manifesting all that.
Awesome. I am manifesting continued gratitude. Like, I try to wake up every morning and say 5 to 10 things that I am grateful for. I am just trying to continue to exude positivity no matter what room I walk into. I want people to feel great being in my presence. I am manifesting more opportunities to excel in life and just being a rock star, like all the way around. So that is what I am manifesting.
Jay?
Really, I'm just manifesting that I have a good trip to Miami. You know, I'm going to Oklahoma first because I'm originally from Oklahoma City.
Whoop, whoop.
You gotta pray for it first before you.
I just go to Oklahoma City to visit family. You know, so I don't ever go there for vacation.
Yeah,
there's nothing to do there.
Don't do okay.
Safe travels.
Your people, man.
But I will be going to Miami July 12th through the 16th. I will be doing live performances out there and interviews out there.
Can I come by and see you?
Hey, pop out. Hey, you know what? Pop out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on South Beach, you know.
Get it.
I have vacation that week, so.
I wish I had some people that was like you that can just pop out and just come with me.
Go have a great time.
Yeah, these people by myself, they get lonely.
That's good.
I just working, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just manifesting a lot, you know what I'm saying? I just want it to be a good trip and everything that I'm wishing for that I can do out there, hopefully I can get everything done.
Yeah.
And will.
Yes.
And will. This has been another episode of the Rose Room Podcast.
Manifesting.
Oh, you was going last, weren't you? I thought you went first.
Oh.
What are you manifesting?
Manifest, please.
First of all, I manifest that this podcast will be sky's the limit for it. Side note, I just thank you guys for inviting me. I didn't know what to expect. I don't have all the wisdom and knowledge that I would love to have to share with your viewer and your audience and you guys, but I just try to be who I am, ever changing, ever improving, and just moving forward. You know, I manifest that my daughter and my kids be the best they can be. Always, never forget where they came from. As young people say, 10 toes to the ground, and just be a sponge and absorb all they can. Stop all the cursing. Nah. But no, this has been a wonderful experience. I can't even imagine this 20 years ago. I really can't. It just shows technology has come so far, and we're able to do this. You know, I just want to manifest that this world will just stop for a moment and just really think about each other and embrace and love and just, put the guns down. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he manifesting that we all take them pills, y'all.
Take them tasty pills.
You can't manifestation on a sexual level.
You can manifest anything. Welcome to the Rose Room. Anyway.
There's some ladies out there in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s who don't know about that.
I'm
And
gonna send
think
you something.
that under their garments, they spray stuff all over, and men just don't say anything. There's another thing I want to say about y'all is
No.
No.
Let me tell y'all.
It ain't over till it's over.
We out there, right?
No, we're not out there.
We'll say that for all sides.
Next time Papa makes a guest appearance, he'll pick that back up. This has been another wonderful episode of Rose Room. You have officially entered, been welcome, invited, and been here and messed with us, and we appreciate it. Here on Hip Hop Now 104.9, follow the Rose Room. You see the banner underneath. Go ahead and follow that. You can follow both of us individually at India Rose _ IndiaRose.
And it's Kenny B, baby. We're giving y'all flowers. Thank you for rocking with us.
Thank you so much. Shout out to J Kid Production.
104.9, baby. Pew, pew.
Real 104.9. We are
Until next
out.
week.
Bye.